Sarkodie appeared on the Hennessy Cypher. And on the Hennessy Cypher, it was a bigger and greater experience. Cypher, Sarkodie outlines some stuff. We are talking about Sarkodie as the only African hip-hop artist without a record label that has been able to penetrate the international market. And this is an artist who has all the right to brag. So in his recent EP or mixtape he released, titled Championship, the intro of the mixtape was titled Brag. People thought, and in the brag music, Sarkodie did some lines that were very controversial, and it was like pulling some strings in Africa. It became the talk of the day.
My trousers, whiskey came, I was already doing it. Davido started when I was improving it, and then Odogu came through. Black Sheriff to watch, I'm still gone with you.
So a lot of people said Sarkodie was bragging. He was trying to mention names to get attention, but he never knew there was a story behind what Sarkodie was doing until on a Hennessy Cypher.
Like I'm Al Pacino, you can try the things we do, but you don't know what we know.
On the Cypher, there were great and good artists from Africa that came on. They were all given timeline to perform, topics to perform, and they all did best. But you see, when it comes to rap in Africa, Sarkodie stands tall because he's the only artist that have done that. Look, you can talk of big artists, but Sarkodie is the one who have done that. To get to a certain level in music, you will need a record label. Sarkodie have done it without a record label, so it makes him special. Let's talk about why I think Sarkodie is one of the biggest and is the biggest artist or rapper in Africa. Look, Sarkodie being a rapper from Ghana without a record label. Sarkodie brag of how he came before some of these big artists we see in Africa. He mentioned the name of Davido, Wizkid, Burna Boy, and then Black Sheriff. These are very top artists, top-notch artists. On the Cypher, Hennessy Cypher, when you listen to Sarkodie's line, you see that Obede has a point. And Obede is the landlord, not in Ghana, but in Africa, when it comes to rap.
Yeah, came from the trenches, my dream was to make it. I smell money miles away, and I wish I could taste.
On the Cypher, Sarkodie was open. He threw the shots, direct ones. You have great rappers on that Cypher. But Sarkodie spoke about the record labels, what they do.
As soon as we sign the paperwork, labels open the doors. Oh, now I see how y'all really move. Cause that be the same thing that fraud people do. To a couple dollars got you caged in the zoo. By the time I went here, was streaming it back. Pick a move.
Where he's coming from, how he has been able to manage to get there without a label. He even give a point that record labels are like fraudsters. They will lure you into something, and then before you realize, they have defrauded you. He said it. They brought thousands of documents before him to sign, but he never signed because he knew he was after something.
Did this thing myself, I never mess with majors. I want my documents, it's like 1,000 pages. I want my freedom because most of my homies are locked in cages. It's been a decade, I'm rapping, I'm like the Rock of Ages.
If you think he's lying, if you can recall, Akon, an African-American artist, Akon, decided to sign Sarkodie, I think in 2014. Akon decided to sign Sarkodie, but Sarkodie didn't show up. He didn't accept the deal because he wanted his freedom. He wanted to own the right to his properties. He wanted to own the right to whatever shit he does. And Sarkodie has too tall, very tall. Without a record label, Sarkodie has been able to make a name on the continent and even on the globe. This guy is massive. On the Cypher thing, Sarkodie proved to the world why he is Sarkodie. Why in his brag music, he told the world that he when it comes to competition in rap, he's looking out for how do you call him? Drake and Kendrick.
Isn't it? My biggest competition is Kendrick and Cole. Tonight I'm touching the club, spending some dough.
Because when you are trying to put Sarkodie into a certain pedigree, certain range, you can't put Sarkodie in the range of these African rappers. I'm not saying they are not good. They are very good. They are good rappers. But when it comes to rap, you have to cap Sarkodie internationally because he's the only rapper that has done it without a record label. He has won BET without a record label. So many achievements without a record label. He has made it. Look, in the Cypher, he said, "Let me show you the way how we do this thing." People don't
know how to do this thing the right way.
Don't know. Most African artists don't know. Most artists don't know that you can do without a record label. But it's a gradual thing, so you need to learn from somebody. So Sarkodie has been an example. He has shown that without a record label, you can make it. He has been to the BET. He has got so many awards without a record label. And Sarkodie is a legend for a reason. He said, like I always keep saying that this guy is a genius. This guy is a genius. His way of thinking is different. The way he sees music is different. I think Sarkodie needs to be studied. Some of the young upcoming guys used to study Sarkodie. Go get closer to him and know how he does the music thing. Because it is rare. It's very rare for you to be an artist with such a pedigree without a record label. Stay in the game for over 20 years. Let's say close to 20 years in the game without a record label. This is a massive, massive, massive achievement. He has all the right to brag. That is his bragging right. Mention an artist in Africa who has made a name without a record label on the globe. It is only Sarkodie. You cannot talk about top 10 rappers in the world without mentioning Sarkodie. What is it? Is it achievement? You talk about Grammy, yeah. But when it comes to Africa, he's the top notch in Africa. He's the number one in Africa. All those guys that appeared on the Cypher they are very good guys. Very good guy. Calligraph Jones is a very good guy. Ladipo is a very good guy. Didi B is a very good guy. But Sarkodie is a top notch. No true way. Sarkodie is the king of Africa rap. You see, when Sarkodie is on the mic, you see, in brag, he says, "These niggas don't stack on the beat." You see, so Sarkodie tells you that when he gets on the beat, he's stuck. He doesn't move because that's where he lives. That's where he stays. He stays on the beat. This guy is a genius. How did he even do music and got to this achievement without a record label? It's kind of mind-blowing. To do music, get to this kind of height without a record label is something you need to study. You see, there are few artists that are doing this in Ghana. You have Sarkodie, you have Shatta Wale. And this has been the thing Shatta Wale has been preaching for a while. That they should come together, let people know that artists can live on their own. They can make money on their own. It's just to put the hard work. Know your branding, know what you are up to, know how to brand yourself. Sarkodie has been a top notch on that. One of Africa's finest. I said you cannot mention rappers and not mention Sarkodie in Africa or in the world. And the globe, on the globe, first 10 rappers, Sarkodie is part. Number one in Africa. No, there is none compared to him when it comes to hip-hop in Africa. None is compared to him. When it comes to achievements, when it comes to lines, when it comes to rap itself, rhyming, Obede, it's a top notch. I watched a video of Kanye West where he was talking about hip-hop is not about pleasing the people there. It's about flowing your own flow, doing your own thing, what you can do best in your own language. Because people claim that Sarkodie doesn't speak English fluently. He does his rap in Chi. Yes, that is what he's good at, and that is his language. And that is his native tongue. He has to do his rap in Chi, because that is his language. And through that, Sarkodie has been there. Nobody says don't do English. He does English perfectly. He's good when it comes to English. But Sarkodie is a top-notch performer. Kudos to our guy.